Welcome to the Investor Impact, Power Talks with Vinney Chopra, where investors gather to share their insights and strategies in the world of multifamily, real estate, and beyond. Get ready to be inspired and equipped for your next level of success.
So how about your experience, guys, in terms of when to stop selling and just pausing and just saying, how about any questions so far?
How do you feel about that?
Mhm.
Those are the words.
How do you feel
How do you
about it?
feel anytime you've done something? How do you feel about that? What's your opinion? The best way you can ever get somebody on your side is to ask them their opinion. That is the strongest word you can ever use. So what's your opinion about this? What do you think about that? What just let them start doing the talking. You were talking about building a relationship. You don't build a relationship by talking, you build a relationship by listening. Whoever talks the least wins. I'll go back to Daryl. Daryl, how much did you and Carol talk when you were there?
How much did we talk
Yeah,
during our, not much.
not much. Yes, a lot of questions.
Yeah, that's true. We asked a lot of questions
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you had questions even afterwards.
yeah. We probably spent 15, 20 minutes after the presentation easily. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
And everybody
What's your
was
opinion? How do you feel? All the feeling. Everybody knows the feel, felt, found. I don't do it anymore because everybody knows it, but we do
Yeah.
know. But yeah, what's your opinion on that? How do you feel? I asked you guys that. I don't think we recorded it. I wish we had.
yeah.
We could have gone back on that. You would have seen that. That's what I always do. I always go back. How do you feel about that? What do you think about this? What? And then you guys could come out. You ask the questions. What about this? What about that? Those are all the good signs that you have. Ankar, you probably, and I know Mike, you guys, you see those.
Oh
And the
my.
problem is
You
you
know,
don't see it that you see it because you've done it so much, right? That's the problem with you don't. You're like, what benefits? You just gave 10. Those are so common. Everybody knows it. Why? When you put that NOI up there, I was like, a new investor has no idea. You just went over their head. So no idea.
yeah. But the thing is, you're right, Steve. But the big thing also is, hey, NOI, net operating income, you might be thinking or you might have read, it's very simply revenues minus the expenses. That's the net operating income. You could make it as simplified that you want to. But again, also, I want to say you cannot ask people to meet right now and invest right next moment. See, you got to build the trust. You got to meet with them. You got to nurture them. You need to send them some information and ask them to read this brochure. Why not? Hey, could you please read few pages and then let's meet in about a week's time or something? That's how the investors will love you and they'll start building. And who should you go after? People that you know first because they know you and they'll trust you more. I always say that your first 20 investors are in your contact list right now. Your first 20 people who will give you money are right there. And as a matter of fact, they are in your family: grandma, grandpa, uncle, aunt, nieces, nephews, because they might have money stashed away in bank account or in retirement fund, and they don't know that they can self-direct it and share that money with you so that you could give them good growth and all that. The big thing. I don't want to miss. I know Brandon had to go. So I want to make sure I give due diligence to his question. Couple quick questions, Brandon. If you are watching it later on, brother, I know you have to go. Burton is asking, maybe for another call, are KPs limited on signing by net worth or multiple of net worth? Good point. So what is net worth? The net worth is total assets minus liabilities. We just did a show actually last week, Walter and I. But the key thing is our total net worth has to be more than the loan amount. That's what it is. So if the loan amount is 10 million, our net worth of the key principal, if it's outside person or within our company, I said 10 million. Let's just say loan is of 1 million, for example, right? That will be more appropriate. Then It's 1 million should be the total net worth of principals or directors or people who are in the GP side. So yourself, your partner, total net worth combined should be over 1 million. Like we had the gentleman join us, he can come as key person, but then he's going to look at you, how much is your background and everything, right? Because he wants to be very safe. So I would say key person usually is somebody in your family, somebody that knows you, somebody who's got net worth of few 100,000 to 1 million to 2 million. They might like to sign on the loan. Usually, I have paid for key person only 10%. He was talking about 20, I think, anyway, but 10 or 12% is a good pay for that one on the GP side. But signing the net worth or the multiple of net worth, what are the differences raising capital for real estate versus business? Oh, I'm glad. Mike, you answered it too. You could use the money anywhere because if your business plan, yeah, go ahead, please.
No, yeah, no, you're 100% right, Vinny. Yeah, for us, the biggest difference was getting people to be okay with their money not being as backed by real estate, right? So we actually have a different with businesses. We have a higher pref option. So we actually had two pref options. We have a 12 pref with no equity or an 8 pref with equity. And some people come in and say, "Oh, great! If I can have a 12 pref." No equity.
Yep.
Quite frankly, I hope they take that because I make a lot more revenue if they take the
Yes.
12 pref
Yes.
when I'm going to make a 40% increase on a business sale. And but a lot of people, but other people are like, "Oh, I'll take an 8 pref with equity." Great, yeah. So we've tried to mitigate that by saying you're still going to make money before we make money, and we buy the real estate with the business. Anytime you buy a company, if you can buy the real estate, so there's something that backs a portion of their money, that's a big piece as well. But that's the biggest thing getting around because a lot of people exit companies that have a lot of capital to invest, and they don't want to put it back into another company because they want to put it into something that is safer, right? Real estate, whatever. And so to get them to reinvest it into a business, you just got to get over that risk discussion.
So true, so true, so very true. No, very good, very good. And Brandon said, I just got 4% seller financing. So I think we covered all need to drop off to pick up his son. I know Uncle always has to with the timing in the West Coast and everything, much smaller deal and everything right there. So what should we talk more? And I want to give the stage to Heather. Please, what's going through your mind and how can we answer your questions? Yeah.
Oh, my, excuse me. No, I'm just here learning. I'm completely new. And so I'm starting this out.
Good.
And listening, I feel almost out of place because
That's okay. I know the one session I do, I think every other week that I do for the school.com, that's more elementary and everything from 3 to 4. Then I do this one 4 to 5:30 like that. Yeah, yeah. But no problem. No problem. Sure, sure.
So Heather, would you rather be in a room where you knew everything, or would you rather be in a room where you're like, wow, I've got a lot to learn?
I'd rather be here, actually. I was
Totally.
gonna say, no, I don't have a problem. I love being
Sure.
here. No.
Sure. And you will learn fast. It's not rocket science. I say that always. I was interviewing this morning, and that's what I was talking this morning in that interview. A lot of people think raising money is very hard, then it's very hard for them. They think that finding deal is hard, and it's become even harder for them. They think syndication is a 6,000 pound gorilla or whatever I said. Then it becomes a gorilla, right? It's not. It's just how simply we understand the concept of talking to family, friends, people we know, and with a good game plan, with a good structure of brochure and all that to educate them. By educating only, I have raised over $200 million, just educating them. And once they just find out, oh, wow, Vinny's got a good deal, then they jump in and it will happen for each one of you. That's the key. Mike, and we don't need to stretch it that long either. That's what I wanted to mention to everybody. If we are done by 4:45, why not? Unless there is some deal to be analyzed, some questions are there, we could continue it to 5:30, but we don't have to. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I will say one thing, Heather, when I first showed up, when Vinney let me into his mastermind 3 years, almost this March will be 4 years ago, I wrote down 11 words I had never heard of before in his first mastermind. So just so you know, I was like, dude, this guy came over from India, but I thought he knew English because I haven't heard of any of these words. He's fund of funds and this and this. And I'm like, what in the actual? So all I'm saying is I knew nothing. So I get that. So just have fun with it. Just be okay. And then I
Totally.
was such a rook when I came in. So I totally
I
get it.
know. And yeah, I'm so proud of you, Mike, what you've accomplished, brother. You're so successful because you took it to heart and then you put effort into it. See, if everybody just comes here on Wednesdays only and say, hey, it's going to be miracle that we're going to find a deal and we're going to analyze and we're going to close it. No, no. You got to put the effort the rest of the 6 days, then come back and then share the deal and we'll poke holes in it and we'll make it confident and make sure that you're buying the right deal. That's the beauty of this mastermind, is to really give confidence. I got taught by personal coaching myself, paid a lot of money, and that's what I'm just giving forward. Yeah, yeah.
I have a question for you, Vinney.
Please, brother.
When you started stepping into bigger deals, like,
Mhm.
when you started stepping from 12 to 25 million, 30 million, when you started going up there and you needed liquidity, you needed that loan guarantor, did you go find somebody like Ethan? What did you find? How did you do that? Were you able to do that with just your GPs? How did you do that when you wanted? Because we just did this December, I closed my biggest one at 12.1, but we want to go this next year to
Love
get
it.
up 20 plus, but we
Yeah,
don't have the net worth and requirement on my GP team. So I'm like,
totally.
and that's why when Ethan came on, I've talked to Ethan. He's just such a good dude. But did you
He's
use something like him or how did you do that?
Yes. I actually took my top investors. I thought that they have the money, they have the net worth. That helped me a lot. And they knew they want to put their LP money also in the deal. So they knew that the deal is good. They came in as key principal. That's how it happened. And then I
Okay.
gave them 10% or 12%,
So
right
you gave
there.
him 3 to 5% of the GP pretty much
You got it.
of the
That's
whole
it.
deal,
Of the whole deal,
Yeah.
because it's 30/70 and then 12% of that 30 is only 3.6,
See,
right?
yeah, right.
And it's a good thing for them. They just sign on the loan. That's all it is. You do the work, we do the work, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they just got ton of money from us, which is great. And then as you grow your net worth, then it gets easier and easier. And
For
then,
sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
for
it will
sure.
happen for everybody. The key thing is there are so many people with so much money in retirement funds, 36 trillion with a T, trillion dollars in retirement funds. So please have the abundance mindset. Everybody you talk to, even people that you take your laundry to, or your car care center, or your insurance agent, anybody you come in touch with, you should always be talking about, hey, I'm investing in commercial real estate. And we like to look for investors who can be equity partners so that we do majority of our cash flow and equity gain we share with our investors, which is true. 70 is more than 30.
Yeah, that is.
So we really work. I have worked so hard for my investors, rightly, because otherwise I wouldn't be where I am today. It's the power of raising money is able to bring bigger deal and bigger deal. My first deal was a duplex, which we still own, $93,000 duplex, which is $293,000 right now. And we have no mortgage. We get $2,900 cash every month. We still own it in Odessa, Texas. My second deal was 14 units for $180,000. 14 units for 180. And that we did sell for 380 within the company to somebody within the company also. It's worth 1.8 million right now, those 14 units. So it's mind-boggling what multifamily will do. It will survive all the ups and downs. It will survive if you buy it right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're. Oh, Vinny, when you taught me capital raising back in 2008 at the crash, I didn't know any of this, obviously. And there was an 18 unit right by our house for 184,000. they asked for 40. I was a teacher at a small little Christian school and making 32,000 a year. And they said, you need $40,000 down. And I'm like, who in the heck has $40,000 just sitting around? I had no idea about how to raise capital. And so I wasn't able to buy that. And in 2017, that property sold for 1.1 million.
Oh my gosh.
Because I didn't know how to raise any money. I think it's the most powerful skill in any business in the world.
It really is. It really is.
Yeah,
And nobody can go wrong with that.
Oh, man,
Nobody.
it's powerful.
Because now you're buying manufacturing businesses, bringing cash flows. And some students have bought mobile home parks. Dylan
Parks,
Marma, look at Kumker, and he's buying storage units and others, and so many great people. And here Elijah is buying fourplexes. He's just adding more and more to that one. So, no, fantastic. This is such great. Thank you for saying that, because raising money is not a gorilla. And let's get into it and talk to 2-3 investors every week. You've got to give yourself a goal. Hey, I'm going to talk to 3 to 5 people every week. Guess what? In 365 days, or even 200 some days, if you don't do weekend, actually is a great time to talk about your business when you go to a kids' church and other places, of course, and then go to sports games and others and meetings. You got to be bold. That's what Bo Eckstein and I are talking about. Don't be just shy. Be bold and tell everybody what you do. Because unless you tell, they won't know what you do. That's very powerful, very powerful. And do some podcast and do some blogs. Why not? ChatGPT can write your blogs in seconds. You just take it and then you just put your input into it. You delete some things and this and that. Now you got a blog. I will love to share with you all my blog. I'll share the screen right now. And I'm committed to even putting more blogs out there, because then the Google searches go even bigger and bigger in that. Oh, by the way, I promised last week that I will be talking about due diligence and what to do when we pick up the property and all that. Our $10,000 program, I want to say that because we want to make sure our mastermind $10,000 program, they get the whole multifamily academy, whole folder. It's got broker communication things in there. Let's just go back. And then it goes to due diligence. Look how much stuff is there on due diligence, checklists, proposals, everything is in there. And then I just go back again. Let's go to the third one. Elevator pitch is there, how to talk to investors and all that. Not too much, but it's got a very good pitch. Emerging markets information is in there. And then, of course, we go back over here to glossy of this, goal setting forms, great books, all that important. Investor communications is there, which is right over here inside. Look at all these things. So all these things come in that bigger course, right? In the elite course, mastermind. And then we have investor educational brochure. Oh my gosh, look at these. So you get all these things. You just take my copy of the PowerPoint right here, student version, or you can take educational brochure, student version, and then you can make them like these things other people have done. Look at this one. This is Elevate Equity, just like Brother Ankur shared with us today, right? And look at this one. So this is the one which is, again, made Elevate Equity from the brochure, my brochure. They're able to design. Fiverr did it right there. Derek is doing so well and training and everything. So you could design your own thing. Look at that. What a beautiful thing. Look at this. It's all in that. You could give it to your VA. They could design the same thing. They could just design and see, your investors are different than anybody else. Your tree, your branches, your leaves, your flowers of the investors will be totally different. And there are millions of people. So if you change color and put your logos on it, nobody's going to even know what it's all about. It's all there. Look at this. Just beautiful right there. Anyway, well, see, all these, the crust is what I made, right? It cost me $10,000 to make this brochure, but now everybody's able to use it. I love that. I love that. Why not? Is it able to go back? I don't know where I am. I think I'm right there. Anyway, so, all these things are there. And I just want to go for one more place, which is what I promised, what to do when you take over the properties and all, property management. There it is. So in here, I put lots of different things. Acquisition takeover checklist, short one. It's right there for us. It's going to open up in a second. There we go. See, 90 days. Remember in the last class, I talked about 90 days before what to do, schedule initial file audit, all that, 90 days acquisition, then request the Excel spreadsheet, 60 days, rent rolls, all those things, 6 months, financials, 45 days, order temporary maintenance, uniforms, if you want to, 30 days, get the copy of property inventory, vendors list, notification, all that, everything. And something you may need, something you may not need, right? But then 21 days, what to do, 21 days to acquisition, what to do right there. Look at that, 14 days. It's plethora of good information for anybody. But the key thing is, in your first 2, 3 deals, you're going to hire a property management company. They will do it for you. So don't be worried about that. But I have put everything which I've been using. 30 days after acquisition, you budget, enter into accounting, budget imported into leasing, 7 days after acquisition. And this is the day, by the way, I think I mentioned in my last class. Oh, come on, Vinod, right there. What do you want to do? Day of acquisition, set up payroll on new hires, ensure new hires packets received, set up electric logs for the vacant units, set up manager's desk, all these things. See? So property management company will know that. Don't worry about it. The key thing is find the money, buy the deal. You will be able to manage it. I know some people, oh, I think Daryl, brother, you asked me that, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to make sure I covered that, brother. Yeah. So this is it right there. But then I just want to go back to our, where is that? Right there. Okay, right there. So acquisition takeover, then asset takeover PDF is there, choosing a great, oh, this is the one I wanted to mention. What to ask and everything to choose a great property management company. Look at that right there. Choosing the property management company you hire will play a key role in the success of your property investment venture. Look at their experience. How many years have you been in the property? All these questions you could be asking. You could open this up on your laptop and then you talk to them on the phone. Keep on asking those questions right there. Practical skills, dealing with difficult tenants, converting your leads into best practices, all that stuff, right? And then I think there is an Excel worksheet that Dylan Marma designed, by the way. I want to give him full credit for that. What's your investment process? Oh, acquisition take, no. Where is the choosing the property management? Is this the same? No, it's different size. This is 21, this is 20. Checklist. Maybe this is the one. Takeover checklist? No, this is different. But anyway, let's look at it too. Anyway, anybody could come and see. It's 5:15. I know. See, this one is a little simpler. Look at that. You can take your pick. We don't have to be that complicated like the one that I put there. I don't want, maybe I should take that out. I don't want to overwhelm you guys. This one is pretty large, very big. Oh, that's even 19. So maybe I think it's too big to be truthful. I don't know if I have a copy of it, not, but I will download it, then I'll delete it. Oh, 3-day notice. I don't know who put that up there. This is somebody must have asked me for it. Florida statutory notice, something. So somebody asked for it, then I just uploaded it. No problem. So let's go over here. Again, the last thing was, there was interview right there. This is it. Holy cow, there it is. PM interview. Okay, this is it. how to find a property management company. I think that's what it is. Company's name, then you ask them all these questions. I remember the brackets, they were my one-on-one coaching students, and they interviewed, I think, 50 different companies in Houston before they decided to choose one. And they were able to use this sheet to write down the questions, their answers. Look at this, all these, I think 28 questions. And then you could put down here the name of the company and whatever. And then you could go ahead and check it out, which company you want to go with. Are you with me, everybody?
Yeah,
Right?
this is incredible, man.
Lots of information, brother. Lots of everything I've learned 16 years. I'm to open book. I want to provide everything to all of you because that's what my goal is, to you to be more successful than me. Yeah. What's the investment process? Maybe somebody asked me that. So I just put it over there. What's the investment process? Hi, as a member of the investor club, you can expect regular high quality content, blah, 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 blah. What do I get started with investing with you? Schedule a call with me. Everything that I've designed, I'm just giving it templated so that people can get it for their own purpose, right? So it's a beautiful academy, which has got all these things in there. All right, let's just wrap it up. Any other questions we have? If not, then let's just enjoy the wine.
I just have
Uncle,
one
brother,
question.
I'm
Vinny.
sorry I got you sidetracked. So if we have a deal to analyze next week, love to do that. Love to do that.
Yeah, we'll do it. I'll be on the chase looking for good deals.
Beautiful, beautiful.
On chase, reaching out. I reached out to I almost reached out to 10 this past week.
Oh,
To 10
good, good.
brokers.
Excellent,
Yeah.
excellent.
Just to-
Beautiful,
yeah.
beautiful.
Vinny, I just have one question for you.
Please.
The academy, is that a part of the mastermind?
It's the Inner Circle Academy, you're right, mastermind, which is, I think it's like 10,000 if you pay in one lump sum, or 997 otherwise. And
Okay.
so that way, yeah. But sometimes even given discount, I know some students paid even 7,500. So we gave like a couple of hundred discounts. So like 795, 795. Yeah. I would love to, anybody is interested, you can definitely reach out to me or Lois. Sure. Thank you so much. It was such a
Thank you, Vinny.
pleasure. I hope God bless you with everything. And let's come back on next Wednesday and crush it. We'll crush it again. Yeah. Huh? Thank you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
That's all for this episode of The Investor Impact. Stay tuned for the next episode and don't miss out on the opportunity to learn and grow alongside this powerful inner circle.